Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, August 18th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started with our session for this morning. So just a couple more things here to update. It's good. A few more things here. And we should be good to go. All right. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, cool. Looks like we're good to go. All right, so as people join in the room, I'm going to look at the news this morning to see if there's anything here that we need to be aware of. So there was news at 5:30, high impact positive. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over here real quick. News over here at 5:30. So we got 5:30. New York high impact news. And then we have news coming up at 7 and 7:30. 7 and 7:30. Okay. So we had news right there at 5:30. It was high impact news. It was positive news. We got more news coming up over here at 7 and then 7:30. So it looks like we're good to go. All right, cool. So good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, August 18th. It's 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I've looked at the news this morning. We had news over here at 5:30. It was New York high impact news. It was positive. You can see after the news passed, price did the opposite. It dropped down, came right back up, and then now it's been ranging since then. So if you look over here, I'll just draw a little zone right there, and you can see price is, literally just ranging since news happened. So we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. We do have more news coming up at 7 o'clock and 7:30. So we just got to watch out for that. But overall, we don't have too much to worry about today. So with that said, market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So let's see who's here so far. So we got Peter over here. Morning, Peter. Morning, Maria. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Pat. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Casey. Morning, Karen. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Stern. Morning, Seth. Morning, Fraser. Morning, Marlon. Morning, everybody. So I think that's it for the news so far. As people are still making their way in, market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So let's take a look at what the overall bias is looking like for today. Currently, retail sentiment is 71% short, indicating that 71% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So again, we want to do the opposite and buy. So overall bias with regards to retail sentiment is currently bullish because we want to do the opposite of everyone else. Looking over here at the fundamentals, market is currently closed right now, but it is up about 13 points. So that's pretty much neutral. It's not really that high up, it's not low at all. So with that said, we're going to have a bullish bias. It's not a strong bullish bias, but it is going to be a bullish bias. And lastly, we'll take a look at the technicals over here, which are bearish, but it looks like price is attempting to swing to the upside. So with all that said, we have a neutral overall bias. Long-term bias is going to be bullish. Short-term bias is going to be bearish. And the reason for that is because retail sentiment is 71% short. So we definitely want to look for buys overall long-term. But the technicals over here indicating a sell. And the reason for that is because the trend meter down here is red and price is below the pivots with the red pivot over the green. So this gives us an indication that price is going to be dropping temporarily or short term. This doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay down here. When market opens, this can easily just shoot right up and then it'll be on the upside, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. But I guess overall, it is somewhat neutral because short term is coming down, long term is going up. We'll have to see what happens when the market actually opens. And also price is just ranging right now. So there's a sideways range until we get some sort of direction. But other than that, let me go and take the zones over here so that we can be aware when the market opens shortly. So we got this zone right here. This pretty much pulls back to this point. This one right here. And then we've got two of these, or two of them that overlap right there. All right, so you guys, as you guys can see, there's zones right there. You guys want to keep in mind that there are sessions around the area as well, so you want to be a bit careful. It's trading right around the Asia high. So we'll follow along with it. But right now, we'll wait a few minutes for the market to open shortly. So let's see. Morning iPhone, morning David, morning Marco, morning Becky, morning Mace. Mace said high impact news expected. Yeah, we got news coming up at 7 and 7:30. It'll be a good and a bad thing. So we got medium impact news coming up right here at 7. It's existing home sales. This is going to affect the market obviously because the existing home sales is going to indicate how the housing market's doing, which is going to in turn affect how the overall economy is doing. Because if people don't have money, they're not going to be buying houses. There's going to be a lot of homes for sale. If I remember, George is going to be speaking at 10:20, but that's going to be after the live. And then we have natural gas storage and leading index coming up at 7:30. So, all right, guys, market is opening in about 2 minutes. Price is still ranging sideways. Here is the clean chart. I'll draw out the zone right here so that you guys can see it better and follow along with it. Yeah, we got about a minute till market open, so follow this and see where it goes shortly. Hey, Ross, morning. All right, guys. So we got about 50 seconds till market open. As I mentioned, price is right at the Asia high right here. So regardless, we won't be able to take any entries. So just keep in mind, guys, red flags are these horizontal lines, right? You don't want to be trading where news is going to be at. You don't want to be trading where these sessions are. I'm kind of glad that price is right next to the sessions right now because opening price is going to be right next to it when market opens shortly. So we got about 20 seconds till market open. And once that happens, we can start looking for some scalps here. All right, so there you go. The drop market is now open. And here we see his price comes right back up. So no entries at the moment, guys. But you guys can see how erratic price is moving right now. Price initially dropped, then it swung back right back up. And then there he goes. It rejects directly off the sessions. This is why you don't want to trade on the sessions because price becomes highly manipulated around those areas. So price came down, came right back up. rejected off the sessions, and it's coming right back down right here. So when the candle closes, unfortunately, this would technically be an SR entry, SR rejection entry, if this is like a moderate red candle, but we can't take it because it is touching the sessions. And it's just not going to fit the criteria. It's going to be an obvious red flag. So here we go with opening price. Right there. All right, so price is bouncing around this area. Its price is pretty much lodged in between two red flags. It's between opening price and the sessions right here. So we need price to push away from both of these areas. It either needs to push to the upside and away from this, or I can push to the downside away from this, and then we'll just have to wait for some new zones to appear here. So now that the market's open, let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently -4, so it's pretty much flat. It's not going to be of use to us right now. Sentiment's still the same, 71% short. And the technicals here are still short as well. So overall bias is still the same. It's bullish. Short-term bias still the same. It's bearish. Got another zone right there. Just want to check this, make sure everything's good. That looks good. All right, so we just need price to get away from this area. Like, we don't want price to be around the sessions right here, and we don't want price to be around opening price, but there's no clear direction anyways. Price is just going back and forth at the moment, so it wouldn't really matter. We're just waiting for it to push away from this area here. Let's see, Seth said, from what I noticed, when market acts this way, it means there's some sort of an adjustment that needs to happen in the market, either a reversal or continuation, but it's just a multi-upper time frame manipulation. Yeah, no, exactly, Seth. And that's why these red flags here are key. This falls in line with my analysis as well, right? So like I mentioned, you know, market needs to adjust, meaning it needs to push away from this area to the upside or to the downside. Once we have that, we can start looking for trades. But for right now, price is pretty much just going to keep going sideways until it does get out of this area, right? Because it's literally just going to be in range from this point. Going over to the clean chart, you can see it a lot better from here. This is now the range right down there. So yeah, no, I agree with you, Seth. Your analysis lines up just with mine. It's just that you're looking for different reasoning. Your logic is that, you know, it's like some sort of multi-day upper frame time frame manipulation, which I agree with. It's just we're on the one minute, so like it's hard to tell, but we already know, right? Because we have these lines here, so it does tell us that there is an area of manipulation right here, even on the shorter time frame. So we're looking at the same thing. It's just that yours is based off the higher time frame, mine's based off the 1 minute. But these zones here, I mean, like, so the session is right there. If you go on the higher time frame, like the 1 hour, it's still in the same place. Like the session is still there. So yeah, doesn't matter if low time frame, high time frame, it's gonna be around the same area. Yeah, Seth said this is perfect time to grab popcorn and chill, right? All right, price is now dropping below opening price. This is fine. As it drops below here, we just need a new zone to get created, and then we can start it can start pushing one direction or the other. Yeah, Seth said amazing. When your analysis aligns, that's when I get my big day trading days in. Yeah, no, definitely. That's what's good. Like, if you guys come from a background where you guys usually take bigger moves, or you guys intraday trade or swing trade, and then you tie it in with my scalping, you're like, it's like almost like it's like you can't miss, right? Because the thing is, if my scalp's right in the direction of your overall move, the scalps are gonna hit. And the thing is, you can find the overall direction if you look at the sentiment. So it's not that difficult, guys. That's why you want to do a top-down analysis, not necessarily look at higher time frames. You guys can do that, but you can still do a top-down analysis by looking at sentiment, because you're going to see what the overall direction is. That's really what you need. You just need to see where the overall direction is, and then you can take smaller moves within it. You know, I was talking to one of our traders here. He kind of switched to it because scalping wasn't really for him, so he started trading with ICT, which a lot of you guys know. He trades with him now. You know, they do a lot of like the bigger moves, longer term moves. So he uses that with my scalping, and like he never loses now, because he just uses that as a top-down analysis. He'll look at the longer term move, but then if I'm scalping that direction, he's like, okay, this trade's for sure going to hit, because you know we rarely lose here with our scalps. So if that's something that you guys have a background in, then that's great. It's not necessary. I don't think you guys should force yourself to learn how to trade other ways. If scalping works for you, just stick with scalping. Honestly, I don't even do anything else differently myself. I mean, I can trade differently, but I prefer to just scalp, especially during these types of conditions. Mace said, I'm looking for a continuation of sell until news in 20 minutes, then boom, going up. Yeah, no, exactly, Mace. I could see that too. Because we do have the existing home sales here, and then I believe we have natural gas storage at 7:30. So this is fine that price is pushing down, because as price continues to push down and it starts to range around this area, it's going to create new zones down here. So we're pretty much just waiting for a confirmation. The one thing that you guys don't want to do is you guys do not want to chase this sell here, because this looks like it's just luring in more sellers, right? Price is dropping down lower. And what you want to look for is look at the sentiment here. It's at 71%. If this increases to 72, 73, then you'll know that more retail traders are starting to sell, right? Right now, there's no people that are hopping into it. It's the same people who've been holding on to it. The area that you want to look out for is going to be this area right here, right? So the area you want to keep an eye out for is going to be this zone right here, because this is where everyone's stop losses are sitting. Whoever chases this for a sell, they're going to put their stop loss right there. So when price hits this point, it's going to be a stop loss hunt, and it's probably going to push up and pretty much knock out all these zones. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, you always want to be one step ahead of the game. So if everyone here is looking for sells, what you want to look for is where their stop losses are sitting, which is going to be around this area right here. It's going to be around these two areas, this area and this area right here. So the people who are chasing these sells here, when it does come back up, it's going to get to this area. It's going to stop people out. Then it's going to push up higher and stop people out over here. So it's just a matter of being patient and not chasing and not FOMOing into this drop here. Seth said the sucky days are when sentiment is 50-50 or around there. Yeah, it's typically around there during summer. That's why the past 2 months, we just didn't have an overall bias with regard to sentiment. So there was no direction at all. Now there's a bias. So you already know where price is going to go long term. So when price pushes back up, don't be surprised, because you already know it's going to come back up, right? Mace said, I've been going over a lot of your sessions, Sean. Amazing to see how your analysis is on point. Definitely one step ahead of the game. I just need to stop getting FOMO. Yeah, that's the key, guys. I think the key with a lot of people is like getting FOMO and over trading, right? Over trading and trading when you don't need to be trading. Like right now, we don't need to be trading. We're just waiting for something to come up. And you can see prices now starting to push to the upside, right? So we'll see here if we get a breakout to the upside. And then if it hits this area, it's going to hit all the stop losses, push up higher, and then get to this point too. So it's just a matter of patience, guys. Just wait, sit on your hands. I wouldn't say get away. I wouldn't say walk away from the computer. It's not time to walk away from the computer yet. We're still looking for entries. We just got to wait for it to come back up. So let's see. Patricia said, going right to London Asia session. Yeah, exactly, Patricia. That's like the target area. Target area of reversal would be down here, but it can just go up from where it currently is right now. Like what I can see here, there's two different scenarios that can play out. What can happen is if price goes up from here it'll just push up and then come there and then come back down, right? That's like one scenario. The second scenario is price can come back down further, test the London low and push up even higher from there. So just a matter of time until price does one or the other. So now that price is kind of ranging around this area, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to push back up, retest opening price, come back down, or come back up, hit everyone's stop loss, and come back down, or continue pushing. Or it'll come back down further from where it currently is and bounce off the sessions, right? So there's basically like three different scenarios that can play out here. You don't want three different scenarios. You want one or two scenarios, because it just leaves up too much uncertainty in the market, right? At least if you have two scenarios, you're going to be right or wrong. If you have three scenarios, you can be wrong and you can be wrong, right? There's no middle ground. So as you can see, price is now coming down right here. Okay, so this is what you want to look out for. Now that price is coming down, it knocks out this scenario, right? So with that scenario gone, you have about two scenarios left. You can have one scenario where price comes down and bounces off. You can take that and you can maybe, make something out of it, or price will drop down further and it'll bounce off here. So now you have two scenarios, and odds are you can lose one or you can make money on the other one. So, or you can win one and not lose anything. So it's just going to be a matter of time until one of those plays out. Maddie said he's got a 1 hour, 15-minute, and 5-minute demand zone at sessions, can possibly bounce from there. Okay. So our target area to look out for is going to be the sessions right here. Looks like Maddie's got some demand down there, and then it lines up with our sessions. So if I'm anticipating a bounce from there, and Maddie's anticipating a bounce from there, and other people are anticipating a bounce from there, then it's probably going to bounce from there. Strolling down lower, Seth said got to consider they're manipulating the buyers as well, even if they're not majority. Yeah, and I agree too, Seth. That's why I was mentioning when price comes up to this point, it can easily just come right back down, because they're manipulating both ways, right? They got to push price down so that sellers will hop into the market. They got to push price up so that buyers will hop into the market. They need people to hop in both directions so that there's volatility. Market makers and institutions just push price around just so that people can have an idea where price might go. But most of the time, it's only going there temporarily. Seth said, so now find the sweet spot where buyers are worn out and sellers think there's a chance of a big drop. And that's where we come in. Exactly, Seth. Yeah, we're just being patient, waiting. Let's see. Kip said my reversal cloud starts at London session and bottoms at Asia session. We'll see what happens, but that's what I see. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So with three different people in the group, Maddie identifies this as a rejection point, the London low. Kip identifies this whole zone right here as a rejection point. And I see the same thing as Kip. Rejection can happen at either area. So that's good. Now we just got to wait. Here we go. As price starts to push up a little bit. This can be another fake out, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to push up. It's getting close to the sessions though, so I think it's going to continue dropping a little lower. Looking over here, so looking at the sentiment now, you can see it change from 71% to 70%. Why do you think that happened? From my perspective, I think this happened because the people who were selling got scared, right? They saw price coming down and they're anticipating it to push back up. So what happens? They pull out of their sells. Now, 70% short and 30% long. So they switch from sell to buy, right? And there you go, price pushes up. It's just using logic, guys. When you use this number here, when you look at the sentiment, this just tells you where people are trading. So if people are switching from short to long, that just means that people are switching from sells to buys. This is usually a bulk of like long-term traders. That's why. So you're not looking at these short-term traders like us. Like when we enter and exit the market, we're not in for too long to really make a change here. for people here is, they're usually holding it for a while. That's why it doesn't really change too often. Sometimes it'll change fast. Most of the time it doesn't. It takes some time. And I'm okay with price ranging around this area anyways, because we need some zones down here. Until we get zones, we can't take any SR rejections. Zones are still up there. As price continues to drop lower, this zone's probably going to disappear, and we're going to have a new one down here. Let's see. Kenny sent me a link. So what did Kenny send me? It says White House monkeypox response team. So they're holding a briefing right now, it looks like. Thanks, Kenny, for the link. Let's see. So there goes that fake out right there, guys. This is why you guys don't want to chase any of these moves, right? Some people got faked out, right? Whoever got rid of their sells and entered buys, they probably got stopped out right there. Because when they entered the buy, they put their stop loss right here. Price came right back down immediately after the buy, and they got stopped out. So thanks for this, Kenny. But yeah, there's a monkeypox response team going on right now. Looking over here at sentiment, let's see if this changed at all. Hasn't changed yet. So there we go. As price comes down, it's now at the sessions. Now that price is at the sessions, price will do one of two things. It'll either swing right back up, or it's going to come back down lower and test the next sessions right here, which would be the Asia low. Let's see. Seth said, step up your game and get YouTube Premium, Sean. Poor Google employees need our money to get paid, right? Yeah, no, I've been thinking about getting YouTube Premium, but I don't really watch TV or YouTube at all. I was going to get it at one point, but there's so many options. It's like the only TV show that I really watch is like CNBC, and I don't think it's part of YouTube Premium. And I was going to buy CNBC Pro, but I just want to watch the TV, and you can do that for free. So it's like kind of pointless for me. I mean, but yeah, YouTube Premium is kind of cool. I don't know, I haven't really used it, but I've seen it on other people's TVs. It's kind of cool if you're looking at live TV and stuff. Seth said tax deduction. Who said it's for TV? Yeah, no, exactly. As Seth said, what I like about it is you can play music with your phone shut off. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, that's a cool feature. Yeah, I have Spotify and I have Apple Music. I need to get rid of Apple Music. I don't know anybody that uses Apple Music. All right, so price is dropping below. Here we go. It touches the next area, the Asia low right here, and we'll see if it now bounces off here or continues to drop from that point. Question from Rashida. Rashida said the breakout candle at 937. It just hit full TP. Didn't take it though. Let's see. So the breakout candle, market opened right here at 630. Let's see. Price pushed up. Yeah, it looks like the breakout candle would have been like right here, Rashida. I mean, the wick it's kind of big, but it's not huge, right? So I think the breakout might have happened right here because it can't happen after 635. So if you're looking at this right here, it would be too far out, right? Because it has to happen within the first 5 minutes. You can consider this one right here possibly the breakout candle. But either way, if you consider this one, this is like the only like decent red candle that I can see here in the direction of momentum. If you were to take that, that would have hit TP as well, because there's a cutoff at 10:35 or 9:35 your time, I believe. So this one right here would have hit TP either way. So either way, if you took that one, would have hit TP. If you took the one down here, would have hit TP as well. But yeah, it's typically supposed to be taken the first 5 minutes, because after 5 minutes, the breakout is pretty much done with, because it usually happens right at the beginning. Yeah, well, some people trade it all throughout the session. So Rashid, don't let me limit you, but like from my from my analysis, usually if you go past that time period, the market starts to range, right? You don't want to take a breakout when price is ranging. Sometimes in situations like this, price ranges initially and then it breaks out. So, if you've tested it and you've seen that it works like after 6:35 or 9:35 your time, you're more than welcome to try it out and continue on with it. As I mentioned, all these strategies here are all foundational, right? This is just foundation for what I use and what you guys can apply, but you guys are more than welcome to make tweaks and do things differently if you find them to work better that way. Like for this SR strategy, right? I personally only apply it off the SR zones. John here, he's been using it off the pivots. So he turns on all his pivots. And when he gets a wick rejection off like, say, like this right here, right? Off the pivot, he would take the sell from there. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to apply these strategies. Even Sisuk applies it this way. When he sees wick rejections off the pivots 1 and 2, he'll take the sells from there and he'll take like 20 trades and have all wins. So, the way that I teach you guys is I try to teach you guys the way that I find has the highest probability. But there's always going to be a lot of different ways to trade where you can come up with a lot more entries, but they're going to be a little more risky unless you've tested it yourself. So I personally do not trade that way. Sisuk does. I don't know. Is Sisuk in here? Oh yeah, Sisuk is here. So like, sometimes you'll see Sisuk with like a ton of trades here, but he knows what he's doing. That's the difference. Like if you guys know what you're doing, you guys are welcome to do that. Let's see if I can find Sisuk's profits over here. Yeah. So Sisuk will take a bunch of trades, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or there's like some days where Sisuk's taking like where he's taking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades, right? I made 16,000, took 9 trades, they all hit, but they were a little more riskier. So just FYI guys, you guys are more than welcome to test whatever you like. Sorry guys, I just gotta send this to Sorry guys, I just had to respond to a message from one of our older members. But yeah, as I mentioned, you guys are welcome to apply whatever tweaks you want to the strategies, but just make sure that you guys actually test it and see that it works. Back to the charts, there's nothing for us to look at right now. It's still, and there's no zone down here. So there's nothing that we can take, and it's right next to the sessions. So it's just a matter of time. It's only 6:52, guys. So we've only been on this session for like not that long. Typically, if we don't find entries, it's right on open. We'll find entries like middle of the session. So we'll keep looking. I mean, if anything, I'll probably stay on the session a little longer today because I do want to get a trade in. And I've noticed that, sometimes we'll get off at 8 and then like right at 8:01, the minute right after we get off the live, there's like 3 or 4 entries. So we'll see. I mean, if the market is too slow right now and starts to pick up later, which is probably what's going to happen, I'm cool with like staying on a little longer. It's just from what I've seen in the market. I just want to mark up the other news, 10:20. We got another one coming up. I probably won't stay on that long, but we do have another news event right there. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, so we got news coming up right now in about 5 minutes. It's medium impact news, existing home sales. So no entries that we can take at the moment, and there's no entries available anyways. So we'll be waiting for that. Thanks, Rick, for the heads up. Yeah, Kit mentioned a retest and rejection off session should be there. Yeah, I can see that too. I just saw the messages up here with Sisuk and Kit. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, Sisuk. You're up like 24 hours a day. Seth said, forgot that we are still at the 34K mark. Man, these areas are so manipulated. Yeah, no, I agree. All right, so price is now just stuck between the sessions over here. We do have news coming up at 7, so we'll be waiting for this to pass. Typically, like what Maddie said, or I forgot who said it yesterday. I don't know if it was Maddie or someone else. I think it was Maddie. He mentioned that he doesn't trade within, the first and after 5 minutes, or the 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after the news event. So yeah, basically right here. So basically no entries until price breaks out of this area or passes this area right here. So let's keep an eye out on that. But here I'm gonna go over here to the clean chart. So as price is like so far away and there's not really much going on, I'm gonna go and mark up the high lows over here so that you guys can identify structure. Because I can see that price is ranging right now. Like for me, it's easy to see. There's the range. Not too much going on, right? It's just going sideways. But for some people, it's going to be hard to see. So if you guys have trouble identifying structure, the best thing that I can tell you is to go and just draw the high lows. Draw every high low that has not been tested, or it's okay if it's been tested, if it hasn't been broken. So as long as it hasn't been broken, it's still valid. So with that said, you guys can see all the structure right here, right? So price has pretty much been dropping for a while. And what does this tell you? It tells you that there's a lot of liquidity sitting up here, right? Especially around this area. This is a huge area of liquidity right there. So when price hits these areas up here, you can expect a push to happen, right? Like, so for example, price is ranging right here. Price ends up going the opposite way, hits the area, pushes up higher, hits these areas of liquidity. It'll just be a huge stop loss hunt. But until then, there is nothing to really anticipate yet because price is still ranging within this area right here. And the reason why we're anticipating a push to the upside is because of sentiment. So yeah, till then, see where it goes. All right. So the monkeypox, let's go and turn that off because it's kind of relevant at this point. That's the closest news coming up right here at 7. Let's see where price goes when news comes out shortly. Looks like volatility just died down completely. So Kenny just posted some profits here. It looks like he actually took the breakout from this morning. He made 15 bucks off that. Nice work, Kenny. And I think that's the only person who really posted profits right now specifically. So we will see what happens after news. Just give a few moments here. There goes the news candle. Looks like price is dropping a little bit. Not really, but a little bit. Let's see what the news was like. So the news was negative. So I'm going to draw a news price right here as soon as it closes. It's got about 20 seconds left on it. I'm just going to take this off. There's not going to be any entries around this area, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so this is going to be 7 o'clock, New York, medium impact news, negative. All right, so it lines up, the news price lines up directly with the London low. And as you guys can see, price is literally doing nothing. It's just bouncing in between the two sessions right here, London low and the Asia low. So news was negative, price dropped down a little bit, but it's literally just trapped in between these two sessions. Let me check over here real quick if there's any updates. Milzon posted some profit, so he's up about 960 for the day. Nice work, Milzon. He took a trade last night right there, so he was already up. And then from this morning, looks like he took a small, I don't know what happened right there, but he maybe like a couple cents, or maybe he just pulled out early, or there's slippage. Actually, I'm looking at your lot size. I can see now Milzon just because you took a 0.01, so not bad. You know, it's risky, so you take a smaller lot size. You locked 960 off this account. Looks like you took the sell earlier. Again, right here, your second account, you locked in 885. So work Milzon. And his third account over here, he locked in 308. So not bad. Pretty solid. Seth said trading a little bit pre-London to take some risk off the table when New York comes. So this is what Seth locked in during New York session or London session in pre-market, about 21,000. Not bad. So I mean, that's really good for like pre-market, just to give you some cushion there. But right now, pretty much nothing at the moment. I'm surprised market is so dead with all the news this morning. I was expecting it to be a bit more volatile. That's what we were talking about yesterday. We were like, okay, market's been kind of slow this week. And I was expecting it to pick up today, but it was, I mean, it's been pretty dead. Yesterday was okay. It was better because it was a Fed day. But today it's really slow. So let's see. Thanks, Peter, for that. Peter said CNBC just reported. Says home sales fell nearly 6% in July as housing market slides into a recession. Yeah. So with that said, I think price will make its way back up. This right here is indicating the market's not doing well. Typically when CNBC reports something, the market does the opposite. So we'll see how the market does move. Looking over here at the fundamentals, it's currently down 100 points. Sentiment is at 70% short, hasn't changed at all. Looks like not many people are entering or exiting the market. This is why volatility is so low, because nobody's entering the market. It's pretty much the same people who've been in the market for the entire morning. There's just no push. Here you can see the number decreased a little bit. It's now 69%. So it looks like a lot of people are pulling out of the market. Earlier this morning, it was like at 71, 72, went down to 70. Now it's at 69. Reason for that's because people are pulling out of their sells because they don't know what the hell is going on, right? Price is going sideways and people are getting scared. So if people are getting scared, they're like, all right, I'm just going to pull out of these sells and wait for the market to actually do something, because nothing's going on in the market right now. It's super dead. Volatility is very low, surprisingly, for Thursday with a couple news events. Looks like a lot of people are just not looking to gamble today. And you know, here's the crazy thing. So I've been telling you guys about this, right? I've been telling you guys that whenever CNBC reports something, that I typically do the opposite. Everybody's doing that now. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys have been following meme pages like Wall Street Bets and stuff. Everyone is literally doing exactly what we've been doing for like years now. I don't know if like people started to catch on, but I mean, we've been trading like this forever. But if you guys have been following like a lot of these meme pages or trading pages, like everybody's doing like the opposite of what CNBC is reporting. And I've been telling you guys about this for like the past 3 or 4 years. But it seems like a lot of people are catching on uh, to notice that it actually works. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of people didn't believe it like when I used to mention it, and now everybody's doing it. So we'll see what happens here. CNBC has reported bullish news or bearish news, so I'm expecting price to make a bounce back up. Yeah, Peter said time to put K2 YouTube channel on private. Yeah, no, I mean, once we start the rebranding, I'm gonna take down the free YouTube anyway. So, I mean, if you guys are in the premium, you guys are fine. You know, you guys will still follow along and understand all the new secrets that come out because the market is ever changing. The market's never going to be the same. Yes, C6 that people would go out of their way to argue with you about taking opposite of CNBC. Yeah, I know exactly. I mean, because a lot of people are taught to like follow like sheep, right? So I don't blame them. But yeah, Peter, the YouTube is gonna go down. So like whoever's just on the free YouTube, it's gonna go down once the rebrand starts. I think the rebrand will probably start next week or the week after. I still got to work on the name. It's like I keep coming up with names, but then the company that I'm in lawsuit with, they like don't agree with the names because they say that it's too similar. Like so right now we're K2 Trades. I was going to call the company SK2 Trades because it was just going to add me to the name. Like I told you guys, gave you guys a little hint that I was just adding myself to the mix. But they're like, no, you can't use that because it's too similar still. You're like, I'm not really making a change. I'm just adding a letter to K2. So that's not going to work. K2S isn't going to work because it's too similar as well. I'm not very creative, so it's kind of hard for me to come up with a new name. But yeah, the videos won't be removed, Peter. You guys will still have access to it because the links are in the course. But the YouTube channel, like it's just going to go private basically. So videos aren't going to be removed. You guys will still have access to all the videos. It's just it's not going to be available to the open, like the public. Yeah, that wouldn't work either, Natasha, unfortunately. Natasha said KS2 trade. That would have been solid, but anything with K2, I just can't use anything with K2. I got to see if like anything, like if I could use a different number or whatnot, but we'll see. Yeah, no, exactly. Frazier is exactly the reason why I do the opposite. So Frazier said the market makers are probably the same people who buy the media. Yeah, no, they are. They have the money to buy it, right? So they pay CNBC to report on stuff because they want people to do what CNBC is saying, right? So with that said, people will trade what they're doing, and the market makers will do the opposite. So now that a lot of people are following along and doing opposite of CNBC, I don't recommend people do that anymore. Like for us, I don't recommend we do it. I'll find another way. I can pivot in the market however I see the market moving. But now that people are doing kind of what we're doing, which is not what I don't want people to do, we're going to find another way to pretty much find our edge in the market. But trading opposite of news, that's not going to be our edge anymore because everybody's doing it now. So just keep in mind, guys, I'm on the market every day. So when I see things here that we can do that are different from everybody else, we'll do it. But I don't recommend you guys trade news at all anyways to begin with. So let me go ahead and clean this up over here. Yeah, exactly. Seth said easy, don't trade news. Same here. Yeah. So that solves the issue. Just don't trade news. Before we used to trade news, like when news would come up, we do the opposite. But I don't recommend people do that anymore because everybody else is doing it. Yeah, Fraser said propaganda works. I agree. Yes, Seth said I just hope people don't catch on to what market sentiment is. Yeah, I know. Because that's one of the bigger things that we use to identify direction and stuff. Yeah, I know. Same here, Seth. Seth said, "I'll pay a subscription for IG Sentiment to go private." Yeah, no, same here, Seth. Like if we had to pay for this for Sentiment, I would pay for it. Like, doesn't matter how much it costs, I pay for it because this is such a huge use for us to know where the long-term direction is. All right, guys. So we're still back on the charts. Don't worry. I know it seems like we're just like talking and hanging out, but there's just no entries for us to take at the moment. Price has been dropping for a while. It's way overextended. So looking over here, you guys can see that price has been dropping since up here. And it's dropped about 2,320 pips. So with that said, it needs to swing back up at some point, right? It's way overextended. It's time for it to swing right back up. We got another news event coming up over here at 7:30. And the zones have to reestablish around this area down here as well. The main problem here is that price is like near all of these sessions now. So looking down here, there is the New York low right here, Asia low, and London low right here. So these are going to be a lot of red flags, right? If price pushes above here, then great. We can maybe take 1 or 2 trades around that area, but this area down here is kind of off limits, at least for the moment. Yeah, Seth said I only started following Sean because he trades sentiment. Yeah, not too people trade sentiment. Like a lot of people don't believe the market is manipulated. Yeah, same with Peter. Peter mentioned, said, see, there's traders who think market is not being manipulated. There's been a lot of people who, not necessarily in the group, but on the YouTube, who would argue with us that sentiment isn't real, or that market manipulation isn't real. But I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you guys ever look at like news price or the sessions over here, like literally, you can just look at the sessions. Look where price gets funky around sessions, right? Price comes down to the sessions right here. Same thing. Price comes down to the sessions right here. I mean, it's pretty apparent that there's going to be certain price points or certain areas where price starts to move kind of weird. And it's where the sessions are. But, you know, I'm not going to argue with those people, whatever. They can think what they want, and we can think what we want. Yeah, John said market sentiment is pretty much a concept I read about 30 years ago in Peter Lynch's Up on Wall Street. He called it the cocktail party indicator. I know, right? I learned about sentiment through a lot of books. Just like what Sisu said, I mean, not Sisu, what John said. I read a lot of trading books, not necessarily trading strategy books, but theories. So I read like Market Wizards 2, Trading in the Zone. It's a contrarian way of trading. If you read those books, they basically interview like some of the best traders in the world, like day traders and stuff, and they tell you what they do. And I pretty much mimic what they do as well with my own tweaks to it. So, I mean, if you guys have free time and you guys want to learn more about trading and just like how other great traders have traded in the past, those are like pretty good books to look at. Trading Wizards and Trading in the Zone. Let's see if I can find here. Like it's a really old book, but yeah. So if you look it up like on Amazon, it's called yeah, Market Wizards, interviews with top traders. They basically interview like the top traders in the world that have ever existed. And you basically, this is how I got my concepts from, guys. Like for me, I've never had a mentor. I never took a course. I basically just learned from the best traders in the world. I didn't learn from their strategies. I just learned their theories, like what they look for. So that's like one book to look at. Market Wizards, there's 1 and 2, where they interview best traders that have ever existed. Also, Trading in the Zone. If you guys have problems with if you have problems with trade psychology, this is going to be the book for you guys to read, because this will teach you how to trade exactly how I do, how to like have no stress. And just there's a lot of books out there, but like not all of these are good. So the only ones that I can really recommend is Trading in the Zone and Market Wizards, and Market Wizards 2, also the new Market Wizards. So just because it's a trading book doesn't mean it's a good trading book, right? You don't want to read any trading books that teach you strategies. Those are probably not going to be useful. You want to read trading books that teach you theories and like trade psychology. Peter said Wolf of Wall Street is good too. Yeah, good if you want to have an unrealistic experience of trading. There's a couple of good movies out there too, like Margin Call, The Big Short. Yeah, no, there's a lot. Yeah, Maddie said market's wacky today. I know, man, it sucks, dude. I was trying to take some big trades today. But the market's not doing anything. It's been right. I mean, it's been between the sessions pretty much like all day today. Like earlier it was up here. It was between news price and sessions, and then price did drop a bit. The breakout would have hit if anyone took the breakout. But then after that, nothing else has happened. Price is kind of just down here. Peter said, I feel like we're watching paint dry, and I agree. Oh yeah, that's another good movie too. Sisu mentioned Boiler Room. Boiler Room's another good movie. Dejan said, I tried out that one book on Audible that you recommended as well. 10 out of 10. Yeah, no, definitely, guys. Exactly. Yeah, Seth said, by the way, if I may mention, we are at mid-month cycle is what we're going through. So patience is really key right now. Yeah, and I agree too, Seth. Patience is really key right now. There's also no zones around this area, so we wouldn't be able to take any trades. So it wouldn't even matter if there was something to come up here, because either way, it's right around the sessions. And secondly, there's no zones down here, so we can't take trades even if we wanted to. The zones here are updated, so they're fine, but there still isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Yeah, Natasha said, I'm disappointed. I didn't get to trade with you guys yesterday. I'm about to buy that book, Market Wizards. Yeah, if you don't like to read, guys, just do the Audible, right? I don't like to read very much. As you guys know, I was an attorney before I became a full-time trader. So I did a lot of reading my entire life through college, law school, bar exam, working as an attorney. I did a lot of reading. So I don't like reading as much like for fun things, like for pleasure, right? I'd rather just listen to it. So for me personally, I just listen to the Audible. So if you guys do the Audible, I think the Audible is a better option. You guys can listen to it in the car. You guys can listen to it at the gym. You can listen to it just sitting around versus actually reading. But if you guys like to read, then, go ahead and get the book. See, John sent the link right here. Thanks, John. Let me see that. Is this the first one? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you guys don't want to pay for it, it's for free right here on YouTube. So if you guys want to go on the Zoom, thanks, Sean, for the heads up. There's a link right there that John has posted, and it's free. I listened to what's it called? Trading in the Zone on YouTube as well. I was like back then when I was super broke and I didn't have any money and I couldn't buy the Audible book, and I couldn't buy the regular book. I listened to it for free on YouTube too. I don't know if it's still on there, but yeah, that was a long time ago when I wasn't consistent at trading at all. Okay, there you go. John actually has the link for Trading in the Zone as well. Yeah, this is the same one. You guys can see here where it's done, right? It's already been listened to. I listened to this entire book when I was like dead broke and had no money to buy the book myself. I listened to it right here on YouTube. That's crazy that it's still there. Like the history is still there. I listened to it up until like 6 hours and 48 minutes in. So yeah, if you guys want to listen to it, it's right there. Same exact link that I listened to. It helps a lot with your trade psychology. I think trade psychology, Trading in the Zone would be a better first book for you to read, Natasha. So if you guys want to read books or listen to books, trading in the zone would be a better first book for you, and then market wizards after. Because trading in the zone will teach you trade psychology. Market wizards will teach you theories that other people have used in the past. 7:20. We've been on this live session for almost an hour. No trades to take. How much is price pushed right here? I mean, price hasn't even pushed that much. It's only pushed like 500 pips in like the last 20 minutes. So volatility is super low right now. I have one profit from yesterday, guys. So if you guys were following my trades from yesterday, I took one trade during Asia. If you guys saw Brian in the group, he was talking about how price was dropping yesterday on open. So this was on market open. I took one trade, partial profit. So I'm currently up right now, but it's nothing from this live session. Nice. Rick said he's taking it back to open. I could see that happen. Back to that point right there. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the swing back to the upside anyways. But still no entry for me at the moment. Maddie said, looks like a reversal might come. Yeah, I can see it coming too, Maddie. There is news coming up right here at 7:30 though, so we got to be a bit careful. Dell said trade psychology trumps everything. I agree, Dell, 100%. And May said sentiment is getting less for sellers. Let me check retail sentiment right now. Sentiment is currently 67% short. Yeah, the sellers here are getting either getting stopped out or they're getting pulled out. So people who are chasing the sells right here, this is going to be an area where people place their stop loss. So when price pushes past this point right here, if the number starts to decrease, it's because they're getting stopped out. It's basically whoever was chasing the sells as price can continue to drop lower from here. Let's check the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently down 86 points, so it's starting to swing back to the upside. Let's take a look at the heat map. We haven't looked at this all day. Heat map is still pretty red, but it's starting to turn somewhat green. So it's kind of red right there. Yeah, looking at the chart over here, it's pretty much split, half red, half green. Fundamentals are still red, but not very red. So see where it goes from here, but still not much. Price tried to push out a bit, faked out, came right back into the the sessions over here. And now it's just going back into a range. If you guys are in the Zoom, Maria posted another YouTube search that she follows. Looks like it's Brett Steenbarger, Trader Guide to Self-Discipline. Yeah, I mean, you guys are welcome to check that out too. Maybe I'll check it out myself. I'm always looking for ways to improve my trading. The thing with now is that I'm not really looking for strategies to help improve my trading, because my strategies, I already know how to change with the market. Like I know how to make adjustments to go with whatever the market's providing. But I do like reading stuff that help with trade psychology. Like I've been trading for 11 years, but my trade psychology, it still gets tested every day. Like today, surprisingly today, I didn't FOMO into any of these moves. Normally I would just chase some of these moves here because trade psychology would get the best of me. But today I'm pretty much relaxed. I'm just waiting because I don't really see anything happening here. But yeah, it doesn't matter like how long you guys have been trading, your trade psychology is still going to get tested every day. So it just depends on how disciplined you can be to wait. Like for example, I haven't taken any trades today. I could have probably entered the breakout, made some profit off it. I probably could have entered this pivot scalp right here, but it was right at sessions. Could have made profit off that too. There was a high-low scalp right here as well. There's a lot of entries that came up. They're just not good entries because there's a lot of red flags. So again, right here, there was a high-low scalp, but it was right at sessions. It would have hit TP though. Right here, there is a pivot scalp. What if it's TP right there as well? What else is here? I think that's about it. There's like 3 trades that came up today. There was a breakout, pivot scalp, intraday scalp, high-low scalp, another high-low scalp right here. Actually, there's like 1, 2 high-low scalps. This right here was actually a triple confluence, but it was right at the sessions. So this is a triple confluence because it was a pivot scalp, an intraday scalp, and then also a high-low scalp right here. So 3 strategies in one, and it would have hit full TP as well. Yeah, full TP. The only problem is that it was right at sessions. All right, guys, we got news coming up in about 4 minutes. News coming up shortly. So let's see if it's time for it to swing back up. It looks like it's attempting to. So we'll see right here when the pivots start to shift. The pivots are going to be our main indicator to identify when the trend is shifted, because you can see right here it's starting to turn sideways, and then this green needs to go over the red in order for it to confirm that the trend is shifted. You can see on the trend meter it's turning blue, but it hasn't confirmed yet. So it's going from red to blue, and then possibly from blue to green when it comes time. See what we got over here. So let's see, some people over here posted some profits, I think. So Jamie over here, or let me scroll up real quick. Casey over here said, had a good day yesterday, taking it easy right now because I was expecting a bit of volatility in the US session. Couple losses. Market was trying to play tricks with me before choosing direction on gold. So Casey over here is trading pre-market and London and Asia session. He had some losses there with gold, but overall he made profits here on US30. Total profit of 14,586 for the day. Nice work, Casey. Pretty solid. Jamie over here as well. She's up 606 for the day. All wins and no losses. Great work, Jamie. Seth over here took a couple more trades. Total profit of 28,431. So these are Seth's trades from Asia, London, pre-market, and right now during the New York session. Patrick said, tore through London today, but New York is putting me to sleep. Yeah, so Patrick over here took these trades during London session. He took some buys, some sells, all wins, no losses, total profit of 10,256 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Let's see, Barack over here. Yeah, definitely. Barack said, good day, Sean. Sisuk is next level, and I have even personally learned from him. Unlike other traders, he doesn't keep secrets to success. He shares them. Yeah, no, and I agree too. Sisuk is a good guy and good mentor. I mean, if you guys ever want to ask Sisuk questions, I mean, Sisuk is not going to be easy on you guys though, so keep that in mind. You guys are probably going to get your feelings hurt talking to Sisuk, but Sisuk will be straight up with you, and he will tell you exactly, what needs to be done. Sisuk's probably been with me the longest out of everybody here. Him, CT, Patricia. Yeah, I can't forget about Patricia. There's a lot of people here. C6 like one of the oldest members in K2. He's been with K2 before K2 was even K2, So yeah, Brock here, had some good things to say about Sisu, and he's an admin in the group, so definitely. So Brock over here said, got my target for today, traded volume from your high-low break analysis. I'm on demo, missed a lot of trading this week, came back to vote Kenya, and we'll be back on Sunday. Nice. So Brock here has been practicing. This is good. Like, even though Brock is on his demo account, he's still doing very well. So right here, you can see he took a loss over here for GJ, but for US30 this morning, he took a bunch of trades here, all wins, no losses, total profit of 635. Unfortunately, he had that loss for GJ, but for US30, he did pretty solid. So nice work, Brock. Milzon over here, he was testing on a copy. Okay, gosh, he was trying out his copier. So he was using a 0.01. All right, so we're on the news candle right now, guys, at 7:30. Let's hope that now price is finally going to move. I mean, it hasn't been moving all day today. All right, so the news candle, it's right here at 7:30. It's like right next to the other news candle. So this is how you know price hasn't done anything, because it's literally at the same area as the previous news candle. So this is going to be 7:30 New York loan pack news. And news was positive. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. So news was positive and price is doing the opposite. So here's the thing, guys. Like I mentioned before, a lot of people do the opposite of what CNBC does. I don't see a lot of people doing the opposite of what news does, like normal economic news. So I think that's okay. It's just CNBC is really what the case is here. The natural gas storage here was positive. Price is dropping, doing the opposite. All right, perfect. So price is now starting to drop lower. We have a pending zone right here. I mean, either way, it wouldn't matter if we had a zone down there because, or I don't know, maybe it could still be useful for us. Okay, so this over here is going to shift. We got another pending zone right here. I'll have to keep looking at it because it's disappearing. It hasn't established yet. So this top zone right here is not there yet. Either way, we don't have any entries because it's right between two sessions. And so if there's no sessions right here, this would have been a nice entry because there was a zone right there. These sessions are screwing with us. All right, so let's see what happens here. I mean, it wouldn't matter because, yeah, the session's right there. A lot of area of manipulation. And the zone there hasn't even established yet. The zone here keeps disappearing. This market's putting me to sleep. It's like nothing going on here. And I prefer crazy markets compared to this. There's like literally nothing going on. The zone came back up right there. If we get a buy signal here, I mean, we still wouldn't be able to take any trades because obvious reasons. There's like a bunch of news right here. And then there's the London low right there as well. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said needed above pivots. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. But even if we were to get like, so you guys can see how there's zones right here. It wouldn't matter if we were to take any trades because either way, if price comes back down here to retrace, it would still have to cut through the news right here and London low. So we can't even take any trades off any of these zones right here. This zone is going to be useless. And this zone right here is kind of useless as well because it's so close to the next session. Unless price comes below and gives us a buy. But I mean, we'll see. All right, so price is now pushing to the upside. And we're gonna have to see where it goes from here. All right, let me go to the clean chart. So you guys can see the range that I drew here about like an hour ago. You can see where price went nowhere, right? I drew this an hour ago right here, and price has literally just faked out down here, came right back up, faked out again, and it's right back in the same exact place where we drew this line at 650. So this is a better illustration to show you guys that nothing's really going on in the market. Because typically price would move at least like 1,000 pips or so, and it hasn't even done that. I'm going to check the 3 minutes to see if there was any entries that came up there with regard to the daily. Not sure if anyone was looking at that. I just want to see if there's anything for us to even look at, because if you look here, the zone or the range has gotten even tighter. So this is the big range right here, and this is a smaller range within that range. So it's a range within a range. Going over here to the 3 minute, looks like, so the daily counter trend looks like it would have been short right here. Looks like it would have hit stop loss maybe. No, it's still actually running. I would have been tempted to enter a sell, but it's right at the sessions. But yeah, the 3 minute counter trend daily is still technically running right now. I wouldn't recommend entering it, but I mean, if you guys want to, you guys take out your demo or something. But it's like literally right at the sessions. Okay, this is perfect. So this is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, I can see where price is going to go now. So Maddie, this is what we were waiting for. Now that there's a zone that's come up right here, what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for price to come up here, come back, retest, reject off the zone, and boom, we got a buy coming, right? So yeah, this is exactly what we were waiting for pretty much all day. It's setting up now. So I mean, it took all day, but it is setting up for our entry right here. So it's gotta sit tight. Yeah, exactly. Peter said that could be the mid-market reversal. There he goes. Price pushes up. We're starting to get some volatility now. All right, so it's the move we've been waiting for. Now we just need it to come up. So I need price to be above the pivots. It can be above the pivots and then it can range. The reason why I want that is so that the pivots here can shift into a bullish bias or a bullish trend, and for the trend meter here to turn green as well. But this is the setup. Yeah, Maddie said it's having trouble breaking sessions. I agree. You can see right here the wick projected directly off the line low. It's had problems here. It's basically a double top. So you can see this candle right here. And if I just like, so if I turn everything off right here, so that you guys can see it better. Basically, you guys can see the wick rejections off the structure right here, right? Basically double top trying to get past it, but it hasn't been able to get past it yet. Turn that back on. There he goes. Price starts to push back up. So this is the setup that we're waiting for here. It's 7:30, 7:40 right now, so we still got some time. But it is trying to get past it right here. Seth said MT4 is acting up, guys. Yeah, my FTMO is looking okay, Seth, so it just might be your broker. I think you're on setter, so probably something you want to check. All right, so price finally broke above it. There still is no entry available yet, but we need to make sure that the trend over here is confirmed, you know, shift back to the upside. All right, there we go. This price pushes up higher. That's what we want. We just need price to like, I'm fine with it pushing up higher and then coming back down. That's what I like. I'd be okay with that. This looks like it could possibly be, I mean, even a high-low scalp right here. Closes above. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm just watching and waiting. Here goes, price comes down from this point. There goes a retracement. The trend here hasn't like confirmed yet that it's shifted, but we're looking for that retracement right there, and then bounce again back off the what's called off the I can't think of the word, off the SR zone right here, but we don't have that yet. So that's basically what we're looking for. So we need the rejection off it, but we also need the trend to shift. Trend hasn't shifted yet. You can see the trend meter down here is still blue, and the pivots here haven't overlapped yet. Maddie said might want to take this with the trailing stop to open. Yeah, no, I can probably see that happening, honestly. Where's opening price at? Opening price is like slightly above this candle, I think. So there's no entry for an SR right there. Opening price is at 33,968. 33,968. I'm trying to line it up MT4 with my trading view, but I can't tell where it's at. I think it's right here. So, yeah, unfortunately, no SR right there yet. Let's see. So what we're looking for here, guys, is we're looking for a wick rejection off the SR structure. We don't have that yet. But if we get that, then it'll provide for an SR entry. It's literally what we're waiting for. Spread's at 160, so it's a little wide, but it's not horrible. It's so here's the thing with the pivots, guys. In order for it to be a like a quality good trade, we would need the pivots to shift. The trend meter here is already green, so it still qualifies as a risky entry. It's just not a like considered a good entry or high probability entry. So if you guys do want to take it before it actually confirms, you guys can. It's just not going to be a a really good trade. So let me just put the requirements up here for the strategy. The strategy, it's only necessary that you confirm the trend. So you confirm the trend using the K2 trend meter and K2 pivots. So you have two options there. If one of them is present, like for example, if this is green down here, then you have one. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a good trade or it's going to be a good trade, but it still fits criteria. If you want to trade that's like that you feel good about and you think is actually going to hit, then yeah, you want to wait for the pivot. So for me personally, I would wait for the pivots. But if it starts to get closer to it and it looks like it's going to cross over, then I would just take it right then and there. But yes, it just depends on like how you're analyzing it. Yeah, Maddie said might consolidate at this SR zone, then reject. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, Maddie. I'm waiting for like, quality entry here. There might be one right here if this closes as a moderate green candle, but not if the trend meter here is not green. It's currently blue. So probably no entry even if it does come up. But yeah, I do agree with your analysis, Maddie. I do think price might just consolidate here for a bit before it ends up breaking to the upside. So there might be one right here. Again, this might be a bit of a risky trade, guys, because the pivots have not shifted yet. But if the trend meter closes green, this could technically be an entry there. Let's see, so I didn't take it yet, guys. I'm waiting for it because, as I mentioned, I want this to cross over. So we'll follow it. If it comes back up, then maybe I'll take it for a late entry. But I have not entered it. It just doesn't fit the criteria. I want it to be like a really good trade, especially since we've been waiting for so long. So here's a good thing. If price continues to range around this area, just consolidate, then the pivots will slowly cross, right? As long as price stays above the pivots around this area, the pivots will keep moving this direction. So when it moves in this direction, this is going to slowly cross over. And once it crosses over, then it's going to be a for sure entry. But right now, it's just going to consolidate and range around this area where the SR is at. So I'm just going to keep waiting. It's just going to be a matter of patience and discipline, really. So let me see if there's anything else here. Again, right here for another possible, but the criteria still hasn't confirmed yet. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to, I want to split up the trades from yesterday and today, or not from yesterday, but from the trading day. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of that Asia trade I took yesterday, so that it's not combined with a day before that. So again, right here, there might be another entry that's coming up. The other one right here is still running. So the one from earlier is still running. It looks like it's about to hit CP. Let's see where it's at. So that one's still running. There's technically two of them running right now, but it's in consolidation. I haven't taken this yet. Still watching. But as you guys can see right here, look at the pivots. See how the pivots are moving? Like even if price consolidates right here, this is perfectly fine because it's going to line up with like what we're looking for here to begin with. Let's see if there's anything here. But I'm still waiting for something like, well, I'm waiting for this to confirm. So maybe in another 2 or 3 candles, this will now cross over. So that one right there just hit full TP. The old one. Oh crap, what the heck? I'm in a position right now. I don't know how I got into this one. Here, I'm gonna close this. Should be fine. I think I accidentally clicked buy earlier. I didn't have a TP stop loss set. That's what I don't like about MT4, because when you enter a trade, it doesn't really tell you, like it doesn't put a line on the chart. I should have just held on to it. I'm not gonna count that trade, guys. I was just looking at my charts and I was in a position here. That was weird. I think it was when we were talking earlier, Maddie, about taking the back to open trade. I think I accidentally hit buy. Because let me see this entry. The entry time for this was about like 9 minutes ago. So I think I accidentally hit buy earlier, Maddie, when we were talking about this right here. And I was in a position, but I didn't actually have my TP stop loss set because it wasn't set to the DOM. Well, good thing I pulled out in profit. So I'm still not in any official positions, guys. I guess I could screenshot that profit, but if you guys want to look at it, but I didn't, it's not going to count as a trade. It was an accidental trade. I'm still looking for a scalp though. So I'm looking for this to come back down, reject off this point, and then, and I probably should just held on to it. It's all good though. So here, I'll just screenshot this real quick to show you guys. I got lucky with that because I didn't even realize I was in a position. Oh gosh, okay, yeah, Maddie's still holding on to it. So this isn't an actual trade, guys. I'm just going to show you what I locked in. But I think earlier, I think when we were looking at the high-low scalp, because I was looking at this entry over here as a high-low scalp. This was a high-low scalp entry. And then Maddie was talking about taking it and trailing his stop loss to back to open. And I think I accidentally clicked buy when I was drawing my lines here on MT4, but I didn't use the DOM, so there's no TP stop loss set. I mean, I'm glad it worked in my favor, but that could have ended badly, so thankfully it didn't. Okay, so there's no entries here yet that I've taken. You guys can see the pivots are now shifting, right? So now that it's coming back down, I'm going to look for it to reject off structure, and then as it bounces off, that's where I'm going to take the entry. So don't worry, guys, there's no official entries taken. This one that I took was literally dang empty. I mean, MFF really screwed me again. I'll show you guys the profits. It gave me half profit today. Actually, no, never mind. It's right. It's a lot size. I think I put it. I don't know how did my lot size get to 15. So I'll hang out with you guys here on the session a little longer than usual, guys, because I'm still looking for an entry. Typically I don't trade after 8, but today's been such a slow trading day that I think volatility will pick up as soon as it hits 8. All right, so good thing I pulled out because price came right back down right here. All right, so as you guys can see, the pivots here are starting to shift. This is perfect. We want price to bounce off here again, provide a buy signal, and then we can take it buy here for the K2SR entry. So here are my profits so far. This is from yesterday to sell. If you guys remembered, I took this like right on Asia Open, small profit. And this is the accidental trade that I took that I didn't realize I was in. I made about 1,050. I don't know how the lot size got to 15. I didn't change that, but for whatever reason, it took it at 15. Here's the copier, made 1,000, and then here's my MFF, made 560. Second MFF 560, and then my third MFF 560. So, yeah, thankfully that played out in my favor. I think I accidentally clicked it when I was drawing on my MT4. This is why I typically don't like to draw on MT4 because, oh, I could see. So I think what would have happened here is I know that when I right click on MT4, this buy limit comes up, and I think I accidentally set it on the chart. So when price came back down, I just filled it, and then it didn't have a TP stop loss because I didn't use the DOM or the trade manager. So good thing that it closed me out in profit, but I could have ended bad. Yeah, Charles said might have to master MFF. Did you pull, Rick? Yeah, Rick, did you pull out of the position of profit? Or did you hang on to it? Yeah, Seth said that Setter FX messed with him like I guess his execution time was off. He said he lost on a 200, 300 points, which is about 20K on a trade. Not sure if he took a loss or if he just like execution time was off. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Seth just got ripped off on profits basically. He didn't take a loss, but the trade never executed. All right, well, that's good. As long as you can take a loss, that's fine. But yeah, it does suck and it's kind of annoying when stuff like that happens. All right, guys, so we're looking for a wick rejection off the structure right here. With the wick rejection off the structure, we also need a buy signal. So we need a buy signal in order to confirm direction of momentum. We need a wick rejection off the structure, and we also need a moderate green candle. So with that said, hopefully we can get one soon. And price just had to get back below the pivots. Clean this up a little bit right here. All right, so guys, if you guys remembered earlier, I mentioned that this was going to be an area where stop losses were sitting. You can see price hit this area, and then it pushed up a little higher. So that looks good right there. Let me see if there's anything else here that I need to draw up or confirm. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Looks like price is still ranging around the middle right here. Yeah, not much going on. You can see the range right there at that point. So, I mean, I guess we could follow along. If I don't see anything come up anytime soon, though, then we'll just have to wrap it up. Because it looks like not much is really even going on in the market. We need that buy signal. I mean, I'm really waiting for that entry here. So let's see if we can get one more, or at least one solid entry before we get off today. Yeah, Charles said market is cheeks. Yeah, no, I'm surprised that was going to be. I thought today was going to be volatile with the news, but it's not. Peter said heat map is mostly red. Sentiment is 68% short. So we're still looking for buys here. Everything's still looking okay for a buy. Overall, not necessarily short term, but long term, yeah, still looking for a buy here. So we could probably see price swing back up eventually. Maybe not right now, but maybe around mid market. So if this happens right here and price comes back into this area right here, guys, then I'm just going to call it a day. So if price comes down here, there's no point in us trading. It's just going to be lodged between the London low, news price, Asia low, and New York low. So at this point, we can't even take any trades if we get rejections off this structure or this structure down here. The key here is we need price to be above here and stay above here so that we can get that wick rejection and write it on higher. But we don't have that right now, and it is 7:58. So I'll hang around for you guys with you guys for a bit. However, if price drops back down to this area, I'm just going to call it a day. If price stays above here, I'll stay online with you guys. Hopefully catch one or two trades before I get off. But otherwise, I'm not going to force anything. As you guys can see, the market is moving back and forth. There's no clear direction. There's no real entries because, I mean, the main problem is that it kept coming near these areas where the sessions are sitting. So we'll sit tight a little longer, but I need price to do something because it's just getting. It's just been a really boring session. It's still pretty boring right now until we get some sort of push. I was hoping that with this push right here, it was going to finally push up to open and then make its breakout to the upside, but it didn't do that. Pushed up slightly, lost steam, back into the area where we don't want it to be. See if there's anything right here. Yeah, and Fed member George is going to be speaking at 10 o'clock, guys. So just another thing to watch out for. Let's see. All right, so price is pushing back up. That's what we're looking for. There you go, pushes back a little higher. We have that buy signal there. That's exactly what we need. All right, let's get above the zone, or even within the zone is fine. Price is within the zone, that's cool. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. Faked out the buyers earlier. It's exactly why I stick to this setup right now. All right, so again, looks like price was going to push up and then it just came right back down. All right, so we need that buy signal. We need the buy signal and we need it to close above this area. Those are the two main things. All right. And we need that buy signal and we need to close above here so that we can get the wick rejection off the structure right here. All right, pivots are starting to shift. If we get a buy entry here, then I'm going to take it. Not right here specifically, not this candle, but the following candle when it does come up. Hasn't come up yet. "30 seconds on this candle. 20 seconds. I need to push up, get that buy signal, and just close within here. If it closes within here, then we can get that wick rejection out of here and we can write it on up. So, all right, we got more zones coming up there as well. All right, we need that buy signal. Okay, close. Perfect. Okay, so this is what we were looking for. Now we need that wick rejection right here off the structure. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Make sure all of the zones are proper. Yeah, zones are good. All right, we need that wick rejection and a moderate green candle. That's all we need. So we need to push down a little bit so we get that wick on the bottom. And then we need that moderate green candle. And no wick rejection. Okay, perfect. We have the wick here now. Now we just need that moderate green candle. No, hope it doesn't pull below here again because it's just going to keep wait for the same pattern. Okay, so no entry. Damn. Yeah, Mark Charles said this market does not want to give us an entry. Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll give one more try, guys. I mean, it's setting up for entries here. Like we have another zone right here, so it is setting up for entries. The only problem is that it's not confirming. So again, if price drops below this point, I'm going to call it a day. Like when it gets down, if it gets down to here, I'm just going to call it a day because the market is just not doing much today. And it's probably not the best time to be forcing trades. So I'm going to wait for it to either give an entry above here, but if price drops below this point, then I'm for sure just going to call it a day. It is coming down again. I mean, luckily I was able to pull this here. I mean, that was a lucky trade, or not even lucky. It was just a random trade that I wasn't supposed to take. But looking over here, let's see, Mills-on posted some profits. He took the buy earlier that we've mentioned. So he took that buy earlier from the riskier buy scalp that we saw. He locked in 950, total profit of 1,910 off this account. So nice work right there, Mills-on. His second account, he locked in 950 as well. Total profit 1,835. Nice work right there as well, Mills-on. And then his third account, he locked in 575, smaller lot size, total profit of 883 on that one right there. Great. All right, cool. So nice work right there, Mills-on. Mina Fala, definitely a scammer. So the scammer is getting the boot. Delete, ban, report, and delete messages. Some more profits over here. Let's see. Broxy taken for practice only to advantage of the order block at 5 minute when you also confluence it with the second 1 minute buy. Nice. Yeah, looks good, Brock. Scrolling down lower, Charles over here locked in a total of 293 for the day. Looks like he took that buy earlier, the risky one, and he hit his TP. Scrolling up over here, Jamie over there took the buy as well, locked in 315, total profit of 921 for the day. Great work, Jamie. She said first three trades were pre-market, the rest she took during the live. Maria over here, it looks like she took that risky entry as well at 748. The risky buy, which we had off the zone, locked in a total profit of 228. Nice work, Maria. So it seems like a lot of you guys here actually took that trade that I marked up. I marked up a bunch of buys right here. There was one that was like right here, and there was another one that was right here. So there's two possible entries. There's also a high-low scalp right there. So three back-to-back entries that all hit full TP. If you guys took one of them, great. If not, it's okay. The market today is just not really giving us what we need. A couple more profits right here. Patrick is currently up 12,000. Sorry. He took, I'm just looking at the timestamps right here. He took the trade at 742. So 742 was right there. He took this trade right here, or one of these, a high-low scalp, or one of these SR rejections. Total profit of 12,142. So you can see the timestamp for his trade, profit from that trade. Great work, Patrick. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still profiting off it. I'm going to put a little description here. Profits live session today. So these profits are not going to count towards anything. This is just me showing you guys my account, my accounts, and that trade that I accidentally entered to earlier when me and Maddie were talking about that high-low scalp. The high-low scalp I was talking about is right here, guys. So let me just rewind to that candle right there. So what happened here was, if you guys were paying attention during the this time right here, Maddie was talking about taking the buy and trailing it to opening price. I was saying, okay, there might be a high-low scalp right here. And what happened was I went to my MT4 and I was trying to draw a line on MT4 to make sure that this was going to confirm. And when I did that, if you guys know how MT4 works, if you right click on the chart, the first option says buy limit, right? It's a buy limit button. I guess I accidentally clicked on that. Luckily, when price pushed over here a little bit higher, move forward a little bit. I didn't realize I was in the position this whole time because there's no lines on MT4. It just shows your profit. When price pushed above here, that's when I realized I was in the position. I was like, oh crap, I'm closed out. So I closed out of it, and that's how I locked in. That's how I locked in this profit right here. So I held on to that trade for about like 9 minutes till I realized I was in it, and then I closed out of it. So I mean, luckily it played out in my favor, and I remembered it, or I didn't remember it, but I realized that I was in the position, because if I held on to it, I'd be in some massive drawdown right now. It's down this point. This is why you guys got to be careful and focused. I think with the slow market today, I'm not really as sharp as I normally am, because we're just kind of being lazy here, waiting for an entry that has not come yet. So other than that, I think that might be about it, guys. Prices around this area, I don't really see much happening. Price might start to move again later around 10 or 11, but I think right now there just isn't anything for us to take. Also, the pivots here has shifted back with red over green, so our confirmation that we were waiting for earlier is not going to be aligned. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up for today, guys. Market hasn't given us anything today. I mean, it's a pretty dead market overall. Volatility has been super low. So ever since price got into this range, let's see how far price is pushed. It's only pushed about 800 pips. That's like nothing, right? Your stop loss, I mean, it's like super difficult for us to take any trades within these areas. And price just keeps coming right back down to this area where we don't want to be in. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. If you guys don't have to trade today, I would just sit out the market. Or if you do, I'd probably wait for it to get out of this area. So wait for it to push away from basically all of these horizontal lines. Like, you don't want to be anywhere near sessions. You don't want to be anywhere near news. You just don't want to be around this area at all. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I will be back here tomorrow for Friday, August 19th live trading session, which will be our wrap up for the week. So hopefully tomorrow will be a lot better and volatility will pick up. But I think right now at the moment, there just isn't anything for us to take. Let me check the calendar. Yeah, Peter said there's no news tomorrow. Yeah, so there's mortgage delinquencies, but it's like I don't know what time it's going to be released. Probably pre-market or mid-market. But yeah, guys, other than that, you guys can see price is still stuck between the news price right here. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Everyone's, I like Charles said, he said getting FOMO, I'm out. So before getting FOMO, you guys should probably just call it a day. Market is just not a good market today. So hopefully it'll pick back up tomorrow. But all right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the next live session. And we'll pick back up as we close out the trading week for